Mayor Duke Bennett of Terre Haute joins us now for our weekly Eye on Terre Haute segment. And Mayor Bennett, I tell you what, we just had some really good news for the Vigo County area and for the city of Terre Haute, Casey's Distribution Center. Talk about your reaction to that.
Well, you know, anytime you get business coming to Terre Haute, it's a good thing. And so we really believe in, you know, when you sit back and look at all the things that are going on here from an infrastructure perspective, the colleges and universities we have, the physical location, all those things are really good things. And yet it's still hard to land these particular businesses because it's so competitive out there. So you go through a 2-year process that this one was to get them to decide to come to Terre Haute. You know, it makes you feel really good about what we're doing here as a community. You know, the County Industrial Park is a great place for something like that, plenty of room, and the ability of the city and the county to work together with the EDC to do all the things you have to do to get them to say yes and come here. And so the announcement is just kind of, you seal the deal and you're able to celebrate a little bit. And so hopefully then that leads to other things, because you get a lot of press from that. Those consultants that are working out there to help people find sites are like, you know, Terre Haute is a pretty good place. And we're just excited about them deciding on our community.
Well, you mentioned the possibility of future things, but we'll get to that in a bit. But 150 jobs coming to this community during this economy when so many cities, so many states, and the nation as a whole, they're just struggling with keeping jobs. What does that mean for Terre Haute to get 150 new jobs?
It's really good, and I actually think it'll be more jobs than that. It's probably in that 185 or so. They were a little conservative yesterday because the governor was there, and, you know, there's some incentives tied to that. They just know that there's a huge opportunity for them, and so that leads to huge opportunity for people that live in our community. There's always a need for jobs, and there's always a need for better paying jobs, and so you've got to have all those classes of opportunities for people, and this one will be good, stable work with good benefits. I mean, it's just the perfect package for somebody to be able to get a full-time job and be able to sustain their family. And so we need more of those, and that's the efforts that we want to make, is to continue to build upon that.
Well, more of those indeed. And you'd mentioned a while ago, and even yesterday when you spoke to News 10, about the potential for even more opportunities like this in the future. What are you talking about there?
Well, and you know, I really can't talk specifics,
okay,
but
you know
what I can tell you, that's okay. What I can tell you is, though, that we're on the short list of several opportunities, and that doesn't mean you're going to get all of those or any of those, but I'm very confident and very optimistic that we're going to get some additional announcements over the rest of this year. I really believe this is going to be a good year for us locally. We're hearing things and seeing things that we haven't seen in a few years. And so if the economy would just improve, I think it would push a lot of these along. A lot of these companies are just, they're not quite ready to, you know, they're doing their due diligence and trying to narrow it down, but they're not ready to spend the money yet. And so I really believe that we're going to benefit from similar kinds of things later this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about some of the infrastructure things that we're doing in the city to make sure that everything is in tip-top shape. You might have noticed a few construction projects just on some sidewalks in some different places on 7th Street and different parts of the city. Mayor, talk about some of those projects and why there's a need for them.
Well, and every year we try to continue to fix our infrastructure. A lot of it has aged a lot, and we're kind of behind, and we've been working really hard the last few years to catch up. 7th Street specifically, we've got some additional funding for that. We got about $500,000 from the federal government to help us. That's our busiest bus route, is that South 7th Street all the way to the mall route. And so we got some federal funds that will help us get people to the bus route. We didn't have ADA compliant ramps, sidewalks were in terrible shape, so we're doing that stretch of road to make sure it's safe and convenient for people to get to the bus route. Then that allows us to take money we would have normally spent there and spend it somewhere else in the city. So we'll continue to do that, and we're going to just keep building this out.
Just another step in the beautification of Terre Haute for sure. Another step that I think is kind of interesting, we talked about on News 10 a little bit earlier, was that leaf pickup. It's making a comeback even though we're in the spring months. Talk about the need for it even this late into the year.
Well, you know, leaf pickup is an important thing. We've talked about maybe eliminating that in the past. We're not going to have to do that now. We're okay, and we're going to keep it. The problem we ran into this year, obviously, was it started snowing so early. And, you know, you can't start leaf pickup too soon. You got to wait till the leaves fall. Well, the leaves didn't fall as soon this past year. Then it snowed early, and so we were stuck with not being able to pick them up. We started again this week. We'll get them all picked up. If you're if you think they've missed you, call 311 and report it. We'll come out and get them. It's just we should be working on the spring things now, but we've got to get that finished. So we will get caught up.
Just one more thing to take care of. Well, as always, Mayor Bennett, thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to see more about this segment or any other On Terre Haute segment, visit our website, WTHI-TV.com. Stay with us. News 10 will be right back.